Today I'm going to show you how to get rid of your stabilizer rattle. Firstly, you're going to need that keyboard with the rattly stabilizer, and then here are all the materials you're going to need. First, you're going to need some scissors, a keycap puller slash switch puller, some tweezers, although they don't need to be angled like these, a paintbrush and some lube. I recommend Krytox 205 grade 0, some plastic cutters, some dielectric grease, and some medical tape. If you want to check out any of the materials, there's Amazon links below, or you can check in one of these corners to see all the products. But let's get to modding. First, you're going to need your keyboard with the rattly stabilizer. This one isn't insanely rattly, but as you can hear, it's not the best. First, what we're gonna do is grab your keycap puller and pull off all of the keycaps that are on those stabilizers. So your shift key, your space key. This is a 75% board, so the other shift key is not a stabilizer. So I'm only gonna have 4, but you're probably gonna have 5. Now that all those keycaps are off, we're gonna go ahead and take these switches off. So just pull those suckers out of there. I'm gonna remove my shroud for ease of access. And then once you have all that done, it's time to remove your stabilizers. Now if yours are plate mounted, they'll have these little clips right there. And what you're gonna do is just press those in and it will pull your stabilizer up like that. Let's do it again for the other side. You're just gonna press those little things in and it will kind of pull them up. After that, you're just gonna pull your stabilizer out. Yours might be north or south facing, depending on your keyboard. So just rinse and repeat. Once you have all of those out, it's time to start modding your stabilizers. But first, put them aside and just leave them there for a second, and then we're gonna grab our medical tape. And what you're gonna do is cut the medical tape into little rectangles and actually place them on the PCB. You can see I've actually already done one here. So what we're gonna do is just cut them to the size of this. So take your medical tape right here, pull it out a little bit, and then you're literally just going to cut it into a little rectangle. Just like that. After you have that done, grab them with your tweezers, and you kind of want to grab them at the side like that. And you want it to look just like that. All right, now take your keyboard and you want to navigate to the place where the stabilizer hits against the PCB, which is right there. And you want to slip this under your plate and onto that PCB, and then kind of get it off of your tweezer and just pull it into the right location. All in place, it should look something like that. Now what you're gonna do is repeat that for this one, that one, right here, and both of those. And you might also have one at your shift key. Now that you have all of them done, you're gonna take some of your dielectric grease right here, unscrew it, take one of your brushes, dab your brush into the dielectric grease, and then you're just gonna dab those pads that you made with some dielectric grease. Don't put a ton on there, you just wanna kind of cover it equally. Now that that's all done, let's set the keyboard aside and grab yourself just a little bit of toilet paper. We're gonna need that later on. Now we're gonna disassemble all of our stabilizers. The way that you do this is first grab them, pull up at a 90-degree angle. You'll hear a slight snap, and then you're just gonna pull out, and that's how you disassemble them. And then this part will come out the bottom, and then rinse and repeat for all of them. Now that they're all disassembled, we're gonna clean them off. Now to get the best results, you should wash them and let them dry. However, I'm always lazy and I just wipe them off with a little bit of toilet paper. To go through and just wipe them off with some toilet paper or whatever you have, paper towels. I find that thinner works better, especially for the next part that we're gonna do. Now to clean these small pieces right here, I take a tweezer, grab some toilet paper with the tweezer, and then kind of force it through the 2 holes that meet up and just kind of clean everything off inside of that hole. That's the main important part, as well as the 2 sides right there and right there. So kind of just force it through that hole and then through the other hole. Once all of those are wiped off, we're actually gonna clip our stabilizers. So right here, there are 4 little feet on the bottom, but this foot right here, the ones opposite each other that protrude and they go further down slightly than everything else, we're actually gonna clip those off. So get your plastic cutters and you're gonna go over the top because you want to get the full top portion. You can see how that one protrudes over the top a little bit. So you're gonna take this, your plastic cutter, and you're gonna clip it so that it's flat on top. And then do that for the other edge as well. And then as you can see, it should look something like that with a flat base. As you can see right here is flat. So just rinse and repeat that for all of them. All right, now that they're cleaned and clipped, we're gonna do the Holy mod. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's okay. This will be the most tedious part of modding your stabilizers, but it's absolutely worth it. And it's easy to do, it just takes some time. All right, so you're gonna take your clipped portion right here, and there is one side with 2 holes, as you can see right there. And then on the other side, there's one hole that has kind of a slant to it. It might be hard to see, but as you can see, this side has the slanted side with one hole, and then on the other side, there are 2 holes. Now the goal here is we're gonna take some medical tape and we're gonna cut it to the width of these holes. So we want it to be about that long, but the width is the thing that really matters. And we want it to be about just that wide. So we're gonna take our medical tape, get our scissors, and then just see if we can cut the width. Now, as you can see, this one that I cut is absolutely way too thin. It takes a little bit of time to get this right, but it's important that you do. Once you have a piece that you're happy with, then cut it off. Then take your tweezers and put it on one of the ends, just like this. It's just stuck to one of the ends right there. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your clipped part of your stabilizer, go in from that one hole right there with the sticky side facing up towards the top of the stabilizer, and you're just gonna fit it through that hole and it'll come out the other side. Just like that. Then what you're gonna do is use your finger to get it off of your tweezer, and you want that to match up perfectly with the angled side. So bring it down and then kind of use your tweezer to then press it in. Then move to the other side with 2 holes, and again, you wanna press it in and stick it to the top. Well, now once the tape is nice and stuck to the angled part as well as the flat part with the 2 holes, you're then going to cut it off with a little bit left, just about there, and then you're gonna fold it over into that second hole just to keep it in place a little bit better. And then you're just gonna press it down and stick it nice. This is just to make sure that it stays while it's on your keyboard. Once you finish that one, just rinse and repeat for all of them. Now this can take some time, so take your time while doing it. It's well worth it. All right, now that we've got all of those finished, we're gonna focus on lubing now. Take some of your Krytox 205 grade 0 and a little paintbrush. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your stabilizer housing and you wanna just lube the inside of these left and right walls right here. So on this side right there and on the other side right there. So you wanna coat this part pretty generously and just do this for all of the housings. All right, after you finish that part, you're gonna take the clipped part of the stabilizer and put just a little bit of lube on the left and the right walls. And then you wanna take your stabilizer housing, aim it towards the front with the entrance, and match it up with the 2-hole section of the now clipped part of your stabilizer, and then insert it that way. The 2 holes should be facing the opening. And that's how it goes in, and then do that for all of them. Now that all of those are finished, we're gonna take our little bars right here. We're gonna open up our dielectric grease, and then you're just going to insert these into the dielectric grease a little bit past that 90-degree point, because there are contact points right there. So you wanna do it just about like that. Do that for both sides, and then we're gonna insert it back inside. How you're gonna do this is have it 90 degrees to the opening, put it in the bottom hole, slip it all the way through. This will be harder because we did the Holy mod. Once it's all the way through, you're then gonna bend it 90 degrees down and you'll hear a little click. And then do that for all of them. Now that that's all done, we're ready to put them back in the board. So grab your keyboard right here and then insert them the way that they're supposed to go. With my spacebar, it's supposed to go up, put it in there, and just snap it right in. And then do that for the rest of them. Now put your switches back in, put those keycaps back on, and now is the time to test it. First, I'm gonna play it before. Man, that came out really good, and really with not spending very much money at all. Again, if you wanna pick up any of the materials in this video, there's Amazon links below, or you can check in one of these corners right here. But if you guys are interested in modding your keyboards and stuff like that, I do full modding guides on specific keyboards, so definitely consider subscribing below and checking out my channel. But this is a consumer tech review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.